Welcome back to my channel. We're going to be painting some custom Warplock Jezzails that I made for my Skaven army. I've pivoted. We're going to be using Skaven and LVO. So I really like Skaven. They make me really happy. They're really fun. So what I did is I took some Storm Vermin that I had, and then I put the Dwarf Thunder arms on them for the Quadrant Overlords, and I put the Sky Spikes in the barrels instead of like the other thingy, and just drilled out the end and cut off the little spiky bit. And I have scopes from my Space Marines that I'm doing, and then for the shields, so when I saw someone on YouTube do this, you just take 4 of the shields and you glue them together to make the big shield, and make sure some guy has a knife. That's all you gotta do, and it turned out pretty cool. In his videos he uses the Scutari pieces, but I didn't have any, and I had all these laying around, so I was just like, oh, let's just do it this way. So let's get started with our fur color with our medium sea gray. I still have to paint my custom Arch Warlock, and my what are they called? The guys with the globs. They're called globadiers in the game, but in here, the Skaven Apothecaries? What are they called? That's a good, I'll look that up before I already painted like the recast ones that I did on this channel, but you can't use recast in tournaments, so I'll have to use those custom dudes. Let's get these painted. If you hear explosions, it's because it is July in my timeline. Well, it's not July, it's June right now, but so people are shooting fireworks off, and it's daytime because there's nothing to do. Get these feet painted. I don't know if for this video we're gonna just paint one or we're gonna paint all 6. It is kind of hot, so we'll kind of play it by ear here. I mean, painting one is really quick, so. Paint these rat legs. The backs of them seem to be pretty open. Didn't mean to get so much on here. Let's wipe it off like that. Let's get the head. Okay. And over here, we do the base as well. Get that little concrete look on there. And then I'll just probably do one for this video because I can do them a lot faster when I'm not filming. So now let's go to the, let's go browns maybe? Yeah, so we get the belts and stuff. So let's get our leather brown. those bits. Painted. Whoop! Oh no, did I just get paint on my shirt? No! Okay, we're okay. Okay, and then got some belts on them. Let's get those. Can't really see in there, so leave it. Okay, now we get the pale flesh color for the tails really fast, because that's the only thing that's those colors. This guy's got like a club on his tail, but so that's interesting. Okay, now let's get our brassy brass for the armor and guns and stuff. So we want to get like the big armor plates on my army. And then get the plates on the feet. Arms there. Get this piece here. Same thing here. Let's get this guy. Then for the helmet, then this chest armor bit. The same thing on this guy. Can we see their armor up there? Not really. You can just kind of swipe it, I guess, like that. We can see his though. So let's go in here. There we go. Get his feet and shins. Okay, and he's got like a little shoulder pad here. I think some of these had like the shoulder pads built onto the arms, so that's why the gunner won't have the shoulder pad, because I'm not using their arms, I'm using the arms from the the dwarf kit. Get the side of his face. And then there's like a symbol here. Let's also get the little clubby bit on the end of his tail here. And then for the gun, we'll go here. Get the sword right here. Let me see, what else do we want on here? Cause like, do we want it to be like it's a gun from the dwarves that they kind of converted to their warp technology? Maybe we do. Let's do. This is like a big piece, so let's kind of get that up into. It probably makes more sense just to do one first anyway, just to kind of get a feel for where the colors go, so I can easily reproduce it on the other guys, on the other 5. And we probably don't want that to be the same color because it's so close to his arm that is that color. So let's just kind of color around that for a second. Let's do this piece is brass though. And then the front here. I'm gonna kind of get in here. Maybe this part of the scope will be the silver part. I mean the gold part. I need to get in here. Okay. There we go. There we go with our brass. I mean our gunmetal color. Gunmetal. And then let's start back here, like on the chainmail bits. And then we want this elbow pad here. So I'm going to create like different colors, like clashing up against the other colors of the model, so it's not just like blended in of one color. This is going to be a little bit of a tricky part because the blade right here is obviously going to be gunmetal, but he's kind of tucked away in there, so it's not as bad as this guy. So let's get his chainmail right here. And then let's kind of chip away at parts of this here. We'll take this whole thing right here, paint this up to here, get the flint or bolt painted right there. Then we'll take this, we'll paint this with the silver because it's right up against that gold that we were talking about, probably in there too. Same thing here, we want this solar pad. Okay, we missed some spots on there, so we'll have to go back in there in a second. Let's go up here. Then we'll get the scope, the barrel, and this piece right here. I'm just gonna get it all the way around. Okay, what you can see, so like this part sticks out. And we want to get all the metal parts on the shield as well. So like there, here, the middle, where there was a hole that I had to gap fill. This is a plate right here. This is also a plate. So just kind of calling out those things as like the structure of this guy. Okay, let's get our brass again really quick, because we have to get down here, up in there, and then also his little neck guard thingy. And also he has his fur right here. It's just part of like the stuff I had to use to gap fill. Okay. Now we're going to quickly, let me see. Oop. Missed a little plate right here at his neck. I'm gonna make sure I'm getting all the spots. Let's do that there. Okay. Now let's get black to clean up those robes. We're just going on any of the areas that we splashed on when we were painting our colors. So it's mostly usually around the tails for me. That. Okay. Now we can dry brush our ghost gray onto the fur. Okay, so let's go up here, and then we go to where the fur is and just do our little okay. And then we go to our medium sea gray that was here, and we need to dry brush the black. So this is Just hit the black. Now we can do our washes. We get Nuln Oil for the fur. And it sucks because I based these before, and when they were storm vermin, and I had to rip them off their bases to build them into this. But I don't rip them off the bases because I haven't had good luck with ripping rats off bases. So I just cut them off the bases and kind of just glued the leftover base onto the base. So they're on like a little platform. But I think they turned out okay. Let's get the washes in the face here. Okay. Now we get Reichland flesh for the tail and all the bronzes. So we just take this and get our bronzes to make them gold. Here. Get all those little areas covered, the tails. It'll pinkify those tails and goldify our bronzes. Okay, and then we go to Nuln Oil, Agrax Earthshade for the grays, the gunmetals and the browns. So get those all. Get those all tatted up. Our weapons also. Get that. Remember, these are rats at the end of the day. They come from the ground. They're not going to be the cleanest creatures that you've ever made. Get his chainmail here, get the belt, put the belt here, so these little bits back here. Cool. And then we get onto our little warp glows for their eyes and then for the weapon. And for that we use our Escorpina green. And we do this after all the washes because we don't want it to be diluted at all. We want it to just be vibrant and bright and like it stands out as a really bright color in our scheme here. So we're going to paint this little gem here at the end with that. And then we're going to try to get in their eyes here. Just doing little dots. And we make sure that we got all the. We can put this in here too, like there's like a warp stone in there to help them see. Cool. And there we have our Jezzails. So we're gonna just go through and do all the other ones, and they'll end up something kind of like this at the end. We'll probably dry brush another brown over the top of that later once the stuff dries, but I'm happy with it. As always, thanks for watching. Stick around for the turnaround. Like, comment, subscribe. New videos every Wednesday. And we'll see you next time. Peace.